Two high-level memos allege Beijing covertly funded Canadian election candidates. Globalnews.ca.
Here's a summary of the article.
Justin Trudeau said he was never briefed on the issue, and his security advisor has dismissed it out of hand. But two high-level national security reports before and after the 2019 election suggest they were warned that Chinese government officials were funneling money to Canadian political candidates. A large clandestine transfer of funds earmarked for the federal election from the PRC consulate in Toronto was transferred to an elected provincial government official via a staff member of a 2019 federal candidate, the PCO report stated. While the document did not examine specific interference activities directed at the 2019 federal election, it offered several examples of alleged Chinese election interference from 2015 to 2018 that involved the targeting and funding of candidates. While the Prime Minister's office confirmed to Global News on February 7 that Trudeau received and reviewed the NSICOP document, spokeswoman Alison Murphy gave a blanket denial Tuesday that he was aware of Beijing directing funds to political candidates. In November, Global News first reported on intelligence from the January 2022 special report, which revealed allegations of a sophisticated election interference network orchestrated by the Chinese consulate in Toronto to interfere in the October 2019 contest. As Global reported in December, a PCO memo delivered to the PMO 4 months after the 2019 election alleged that China was covertly transferring money to preferred candidates. At last week's parliamentary hearing on foreign interference, Thomas confirmed that since January 2022, Trudeau and some of his cabinet had received numerous briefs and memos on Chinese election interference schemes in 2019 and 2021.
This post received a score of 7,600, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
They've been doing in Australia for years now.
Yep, Australia is the testbed before they try other Anglosphere nations.
Quebec would like to have a talk with you, sir.
Doesn't matter, couldn't understand them.
A national security advisor? Dismissing it out of hand? Is extremely worrying to me.
Well, at least now you know who one of the preferred candidates is.
It's like everyone knows China plays the long game, but nobody knows China plays the long game. Or they don't want to deal with it. They're not going to go hard on a campaign against us. They'll buy or install the next generation of politicians around us who will be loyal or at least follow their predecessors in doing nothing. Everyone knows what they're doing and is just letting it happen.
China realized how cheap it is to buy a politician. They could buy every world politician 10x over. Politicians don't stay bought, so in the long run they're very expensive. That's why they take the long view and slowly chip away at foundations.
Greater than politicians don't stay bought. Lol. Boris Johnson and the Tories are the prime example of this, taking Russian money and then subsequently stabbing them in the back when the relationship wasn't convenient anymore. Sometimes you've got to respect the grift. China, Russia can get their preferred candidates elected for sure, but ultimately they typically don't end up controlling them.
Trump had stayed very loyal to Putin.
It would be great if foreign influence was the impetus to get money out of politics in NA democracies.
This comes as no surprise to anyone who has visited Vancouver.
I thought that I must be in Vancouver's Chinatown when I first got there. Then I realized there's just a lot of Chinese people who live in the city.
Oddly enough, actual Chinatown is all hipsters and junkies. The real Asian areas are out in the burbs.
Burnaby has some excellent Asian food in general, but Chinese food in particular.
See also, the GTA.
Did any politicians suddenly start saying China is great? Because it was them who took the bribes. Like in the UK. The Tory cabinet, as usual. Oddly, they've stopped talking about their friends in China and Russia recently.
This is the Liberals in Canada. Our Tories have been pushing hard for this to be exposed. Party really doesn't matter when it comes to corruption. Different sides of the same coin.
No surprise.
Pretty disingenuous of Poilievre to have us think the Conservative Party has never received money funneled from adversarial countries when we all know Russia, Turkey, the Saudis and other petro-dictatorship are personally invested in the rise of the far right in the West. Just look at evidence of Russian involvement in the Ottawa occupation that literally called for a far-right coup in the end of Trudeau government. You want an investigation? Fine. We investigate everyone.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.